Hello, my lovely people. Well, I just thought I'd come on and show you the results of the poll that we did the other day on the live. Unfortunately, I can't just do a video because I'm still working out how everything works. I think I'll just go back to my phone, to be honest with you. But I thought I'd show you what the results of the poll were, plus a few other things that I've been doing. So thank you for joining me, if you have. If not, I hope you watch on the replay and enjoy it. I'm Lise from Lisa's Crafty Creations. I'm sure you've seen me before. If not, welcome. I'd love to see new members, new people popping in to say hi. Please, if you're new, subscribe, hit the like button, and make a comment. Let me know that you're new to the channel and that you have something to say about what I make. Constructive criticism is always welcome on this channel, as long as it's polite, respectful, and can't think of the word I wanted to use. Polite, respectful, and constructive. That's the word I want. So I'm going to show you a few things I've done today. Some of it I've done in clay, some of it I've done in resin. Most of it is in resin, I must admit. And then lots of the clay that I've coated in resin. So I'll show you bits and bobs that I've done. And some of it I've done the last pour that we did live, and others I've done before that I don't think I've shown you. So I thought I'd give you a look at what I've done. There's also some painted stuff that I've done, glassware, bottles and things that I've done. I'm not sure that I've showed you. I don't think I showed you in the last video, but I thought I'd give you a show now of the end results. Because some of it finished. If I can find the one I finished. Yep, that's the one I finished. So I'll show you that later on in the live. So first off, we did a lot of stuff with bottle caps. So this is the chessboard. I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. I'm not sure whether to paint round the squares of the bottle caps in white. I'm not quite sure whether to do that yet, but it does need another pour just to cover the bottle caps because they're still slightly raised. So I've set this up. I've put a clear sellotape all the way around it and covered underneath, so that when I do a flood pour, it doesn't hopefully leak too much around the edges, and it doesn't cause it to put any damage on the chessboard itself. So that's that one. I've also done the same to the red and white chessboard that I did, which is here. This one's been my nemesis. So that's the back. I've got the back settled at long last, but now I've got the front to just finish off, because when the last time I did a flood pour, it came over the top. So that's why again I've done the sellotape around the edges in the hope that that'll stop that from happening. This is also something I made the last time I did a pour. I'm not quite sure whether it was the pour from the Triarchy resin or whether it was the epoxy resin I used, but it's come out really. I think it was the Triarchy resin I used. I definitely used the pigments from that resin in this, and I'm really pleased. But I think I did show you this the last time. I'm really pleased with that. It's just a fantastic piece of fantastic bit of kit. That's what I was using. Pulled up the. This is the bookmark that happened. The book. Well, it wasn't a bar. The book page that happened. So this is the front cover of the book that you'd see. It's got holes down the edges. Needs a little bit of LCT. But then I've put clay on the back because I think a resin pour wouldn't have worked. So I put clay on the back, and I intend to put another sheet of clay on the back of that to make it a nice clean finish. It's actually worked not too bad in the front. I'm quite pleased with the results. So that's the results of that pour with the blue cover on the back made with clay. So that's that one. These are the coasters I made with the sunflowers and the leaves. Really pleased with those. That one is that one's got a gold yellowy tinge to it. Can't really see it on the camera. But I suppose next to the white one, you don't really notice the difference. But that's the plain clear one, and then that's the coloured one in the same leaf. So that's the two, so that's those. I'm really pleased with the way they turned out. That's the coloured one in the maple, and that's the plain one. You can see the colour better on that one. I wonder if I put it behind a white background, you'll see better. Yeah, you can. You can see the colour in it, and then the clear in that one. Much better. I'm not quite sure which I like, but I think I like both of them. And then that one is the clear, but I'm not quite sure where the other one's gone. So that's the coloured one. So that's the coloured one. So that's that. So that's all that's the pour that I did yesterday. Please let me know what you think about it. Be interested to know that. This is the coaster that I did with the clear resin, and it was the bottle caps that turned out really well. I needed to do a deburring around the outside, and I did do two, and the other one needed to have clay added onto it, which I have done. So I need to do another clear pour. But this one is the one I put the clay backing on, and I really like the backing. I'm going to resin the backing as well. So it gives it a nice shiny look. And that's the backing. So that doesn't look too bad. I quite like that. I prefer the clear though, I think. Even though I've done a few now, and I've done a couple of coloured backings. I don't know. This is also what I did yesterday with a pour. Or was it yesterday or the day before? Can't remember. I added some of my flowers into resin, and this is the result, and I'm really pleased with that. I don't know if you can see it very well, but that's the rose in the diamond one. Can you see that? Really nice. Let's see. There. Really pleased with that. The rose is just stunning. And then that's the thistle. And again, the thistle is really good. It needs some sanding on the bottom to get rid of it. But I've also got this, which is a light. Let me just show you the light. With them lit up. So that's just a standard push light. And it's got a switch on it. So you plug it into an USB. And then that's the light. Then that's it lit up. It's hard to see. Yeah, it's hard to see with it lit up. That's that one. And that's that one. You see that one a little bit better. But it's not so good. So that's hard to see when it's lit up like that. But that's the idea. I'm going to put it on some lights. So it just needs sanding over, or a little bit of a UV resin put over the top of that. And that one definitely needs sanding just to take off the rough edges of the flowers. I've also, while I've been doing the clay backings for the whatchamacallit. I've also done some, something missing. Where have I put it? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? There it is. I've also done some other bits and pieces made with clay. My most favourite, I think, is this crab. And I've done this with the idea for my daughter she's having a sea themed coaster, and I thought a crab might look nice in it, so that's the crab. And I've done that all myself with clay, moulded it. I'm really pleased with it. It is missing a leg. I'm missing a bit of a leg because it snapped off. I thought that's all the more authentic, really, for a crab. They're often missing legs and things. It's got half of one, so I don't know whether I'll replace the leg, but it still needs to have a resin coat on the top. I also did these leaves, and I had some leaves that I picked up that I thought I'd dry and put into resin, but they just crumbled. I thought before they go too bad, I'll make these out of them. So I made these little bowl shaped items out of them. So they sit like that. I've resined both sides, so they're nice and shiny. And they've got the leaf pattern that's been put into them from the leaf. You can't really see it on camera, I don't think. But that's the idea. And then this is the other one, which is a bit flatter, and you can see the leaf pattern a bit better on this one. And then, as I say, it's resin on both sides. So I did those as well, which I'm really pleased with. I thought they turned out quite well. I also tried this, just looking at some of the bits and bobs I had left from the stuff that I was using. I thought I'd give it a go. Give a go to different bits and bobs. I'd just use the stuff up, which is what I did. So this is what I made from like a leaf cane that I had left over, and I made just a flower with it and put a little bit black centre in with it. Let's see again. There you go. And I made 2 of those, so they make some quite nice stud earrings, or even drop earrings. I think stud would be nice. I also made these with it, but I'm not quite sure about these. We did 2 long like buds with the blue at the tip and the green at the edges, cover it. And then we did some smaller buds with just a little bit of blue showing. But I'm not quite sure on. Hi, Dee Dee. Dee, I've got your entry here. I will send it off as soon as. I was going to put some other stuff in, but I might just send the entry off and then add some more stuff later if that's okay. I just wanted to send you some bits and bobs, that was all. I know, can't believe I won Diane's challenge. I'm so looking forward to all that stuff coming. The pens and I can't believe I won. I really can't believe I won. First ACT is ATC that I've ever done as well. Can't believe it. So then I also made these little bits. They look like parcels, and I quite like them. They were made out of a cane that had like a flower on it, but only half the flower. It's hard to describe. But anyway, that's what I made out of them. These little like parcels, star parcels. So I made 3 of those because that's all the stuff I had. So that's that. Then I made ages ago, but I've just finished it. I mean, as in I've just resined it. And I've just cooked it, actually, just baked it, because it was sat there waiting to be baked for ages. And I kept forgetting about it whenever I put something in the oven. So this is that, and it's made of snowflake cane. Oh dear, it's really hard to get a decent light in this room. So that's that there. And I've resined it both sides. and it's made of like a blue and a translucent clay, so you can sort of half see through it. And then you've got the like snowflake type shape. So I made that. And then I also decided I was playing with clay, so I thought, well, let's have a go doing some of this, because I was doing the clay, I was making some blends that to go for behind the caps on the coaster that needed it. So out of the blend, I then did this, and I'm really pleased with this. And it's just like a pendant. And then from that, I then made these little ones, and I thought I could make some drop earrings with those. And I've got 14 of them all together. Then I also made some, because I had some of that snowflake left, I made some little buttons with it there. So I thought, well, I can make some buttons with that. So that's what I've done with that. Except some of it's stuck to the bench, so I need to sort that out. Oh, this desk. I need to sort my desk out. I need to put another surface on my desk. Or I need to make sure I lay them on tiles, one of the two, because they're sticking to the desk. And that's not working. Not working for me, not working for them. Don't like it, not happening. Right, put that in the sun again. Because they're not. So, and then I did this. I don't know whether I don't think I've shown you this, which is like a rose, and now I've dipped it in mica powder, the tip, and then I use the green leaf cane on the bottom, and then made a rose cane. So I'm hoping that would make a nice brooch or pendant or hair slide. I might put it on a hair slide actually. I think that would look nice. So that's what I've done so far. Oh, I've also got to show you this. I don't know whether I showed you last time, but that's the bottle I've made. It lights up. Really pleased with that. So I've used some glass shards that I bought from Amazon on the outside, and then I've actually put a stencil of some deer on the front. I will be going over the stencil with some glass paint, because at the time I used, I think it was water. It was either acrylic or waterproof, and I think a watercolor, and I think it might rub off. So I'm going to put go over the top with a glass paint pen in black to just make it that little bit stronger, and then I'll go over it with a polyurethane. So that's that one. There's also this one which I've finished. So what I did was use the stencil. What was actually a sticker. Well, it wasn't a sticker as such, but it was an embellishment that you could use, you could stick on to journals and things like that. I had a few of them, some fairies, no, some ballerinas, a key, a moon, lots of different ones. So this one, what I did was actually attach the moon and then painted the bits in for the moon, then took it off and then added the gold embellishments on top of that to outline the moon. It's not the tidiest, it's the first time I've done it, so it could be a little bit tidier, but I'm quite pleased with the results. I think it will look nice once it's lit up. So it's just a case of adding some lights. Don't know how I'll add the lights. I might just stick them in the bottle and see what happens. But that's that I've done there. I quite like that. The sun is blinding me, Diane. I don't know whether it's best to close the curtains and put the light on, or to leave the curtains open. But I was using the sun to cure my resin. Oh, that's better. There you go. Is that better? Let's have a look now. There you go. Can you see that better now? There you go. Hi, Annie. You doing all right, love? Sorry I missed you live on Monday again. I can't believe I missed it again. I tell you, I'm useless. Useless. Couldn't even remember it was Monday. Can't believe that. Anyway, that's me bottle. Quite pleased with that. Just need to finish this one off now. So I just need to sit and get my colours out and paint that one, which I think I might do this afternoon, to be honest with you. So that's all the stuff I've been doing. What do you think? Oh, was it fun? Oh, don't wind me up, Dee Dee. That makes me feel even worse. It was fun. I missed fun. I'm going to have to watch it on replay. I did watch some of it. I did give you a thumbs up. But I wasn't up to much, so I watched a little bit, give you the thumbs up, and then thought I'll watch it later. Anyway, this is what else I've got to show you. I am working on my daughter. My youngest daughter has started courting. So what I thought, and it's very serious. So what I thought I'd do was do a booth or do a journal to commemorate or remember her journey throughout her courtship. You got one of the two questions right. Well done, Dee. The hard questions. You should be proud of yourself. So what I thought I'd do is a journal of her courtship, her potential marriage, and then possibly her future on with this boy. And I know it's serious. I think it will end up in marriage and possibly children, but definitely marriage. I definitely think they're going down that road. So what I've done is made this journal. Now, I got the journal from the works, and it came in this leather binder, which I've kept to one side, and it says our love story on the front. And that inspired me to make this journal. So basically, all I've done at the moment is really put some covers on some of the papers. So the first page I've done, I'm going to put a picture of both her and her boyfriend on there. And then this page, so it says, our love story is my favourite. All you need is love. You are my sunshine and together forever. And then it's got a little Forever Friends bear in the middle. And then I've just added some different pages. Now this page I've added some stickers which says love, love, love. And then the other one, let your faith be bigger than your fear. And Natasha's got quite a good faith in God. So that was really appropriate. This one here says you are totally loved. And I thought I've got some hearts which will look like the lace outlined. So I've got 3 of those designed for that. And I'm going to put some little pictures in, one of her, one of Craig, and one of them together. I've then done this side, and these have got pockets in. So this one is a pocket up over, and this one's a pocket down over. And then she can put her own pictures in, or she can put a little note in. I'm going to add envelopes, like little embellishments. This here is the same set as that moon on the bottle. It came in the same kit. So this is the idea. It's like copper embellishment. So you glue it on. So I've put that on there with bloom, and the bloom is open in the middle so that you can stick something in. I've got lots of corners to add photographs in with, and I've ordered a load of photographs of free prints so that I can add some photos in. I did that page as like a travel-y type page. Then that page, you could put photos in the centre. Then after that, it's just coloured pages. It's just pages. Now, Natasha my daughter likes to go out walking in the on the moor, in the woods, the forest. So I've got a few pictures like that. Then we've got some play ones. Then that one. And Natasha once found some deer antlers. So I've got a picture of her with these deer antlers here. So I'm going to put that on there. Then more plain. So we're just going to add photographs. We're going to put little envelope embellishments in, little pockets in, so that she can add her own little like notes. Or if there's a text message that was particularly nice, she can add that in. I have shown her some of it and said, "What do you think of this idea?" And she's actually really pleased about the idea. She's like, "Oh, that's a lovely idea, Mum. Thank you very much." Which I wasn't really expecting. This here happened by mistake. These are stickers that I've got, which like you can write in. But what happened was the glue hadn't set, and I closed the pages, and it ripped the pages. So I put stickers in place, and then added this one to balance it out. So all I've done, so that's basically all that's done at the moment. There's another one of the scenes that I'll sort of try and put photographs, adapt to the scene in it. And these are just papers that I had that I used. It was I think it's 5x7, or 5.5x7, or 5x7.5, one or the other. So I just use different papers. So I've only got 3/4 of the way through the book. Managed to get most of the papers done. Got some more scenes, flowery scenes. I've got one that says jungle and pandas. She loves pandas, so I thought I'd put that one in. We'll put a picture of our cup or something in there. She's got a panda cup. See if I can find a picture of her drinking out of a panda cup. As you can see, that the glue hasn't. I've done the glue. I've done it too close together so that the glue is still a little bit sticky. So they're sticking together a little bit, but they're not doing too badly that they're damaging the papers, which is good. That page came out completely, which is no good, so I'll have to glue that back in. I had a feeling that would happen. So there's another scene there, so that's that. Again, just plain, just different papers that I've used. So again, I'm going to use embellishments, I'm going to use stickers, I'm going to use photographs. So I'm putting some photographs, but I'm leaving space for her to put her own photographs in as well. So that's what's happening so far. Nearly there. I've still got a load of. I need to find some more papers, to go in. So I need to find some more papers to go in. This is actually from a baby book, and I thought they were really nice. And I thought that'll do nicely for her. So I put a few of those papers from that book in amongst it. Some plain. Well, I intend to put some more stamps on those. I've got some lovely gnome stamps with campfires and that kind of thing. And my daughter's well into camping and that kind of thing. So I'm going to add some photos of her with her camping, but also I'm going to cut out some die gnomes that I've got that are camping and put them in there so that, there's something fun to use. I've got summer in there with some stars. And we've got some jungle photos. I think I've got one somewhere that says jungle and a load of monkeys. Then sand, because she likes the sea. She's always in the sea. In fact, She likes water. She's always in the water. She never leaves the flipping water. Drives me nuts. Constantly worried about her being in the water. So then we've got another one of those baby themed ones, but they're obviously not baby themed, but they're from that baby book. Another one of the winter themed ones. That's from a magazine. This is from the Works, a book from the Works, I think. And then we're back to nothing. She wasn't a water birthday, but you would think she would be, because she's definitely a water baby. I think she would have liked to have been a water birth, my word. Oops. She's definitely a water baby. Can't keep her out of the blooming water. She drives me nuts. But then again, all of them are a bit. All of them are on the adventurous side. Oh, everything's dropping down all over now. Stay. So how's everybody? Okay, I hope. So then, I don't know whether I showed you. So I've made these little small things as well from the clay. So I made the big pendant, but then I made these little ones as well, and I'm going to make some earrings out of those, like dangly earrings where you have like 6 or 8 from there. I'm going to have those like that. And see how that goes. See how they work out. I'm hoping it would be fine. We'll see. Oh. Has anybody heard from Jackie lately? Jackie Art You Love. Is it Art You Love Crafts? I haven't seen her for ages. She's normally on my lives, although my lives have been quite sporadic of late. But she's normally around, and I haven't seen her for ages. And I was wondering whether anybody had heard from her. There's also Mia and what do they call them? Dean and Mia. I haven't heard much from them either. Or am I just missing them because I'm not on everybody else's lives? While I'm on, I'm going to resin me crab. Resin me crab. Where's me resin? Where's me resin gone? It's not in there, is it? No, it's... Did you manage to get... Oh, I forgot to send you the link, didn't I? I'll send you it this afternoon. That's the resin, though. I found the bottle. Fans Archie epoxy resin. And you get 2 bottles that size, plus a bag of pigments there. Plus a bag of pigments. And some gloves, some stirrers, basic stirrers, nothing major. And let me see whether I'll see if I can find the price for you. You've heard note of Jackie. Amazon. Right, let's have a look. Orders. Right. Epoxy resin kit, 500 ml, 2-part epoxy, 2-part. Share this item. I'll share it with you. Anne Chambers. There we go. I'll put here is resin I referred to. Send. So that's sent to you. I've sent you a link. Mia came on your live on Monday for the first time in months. And how was she? Because I know they've been struggling since the loss of their son. I hope they're all right. So what do you get with this kit? Let's have a look. Description. What you get is the Fans Archie epoxy resin kit, which includes a 250 bottle of resin and a 250 ml bottle of resin and 250 ml bottle of hardener. 6 different shape molds, which are the small pendant molds, which they are really nice, the pendant molds, and they're a reasonable quality. 6 keychains. 6 keychains. The keychains must be for, there must be just the chains, because I didn't get separate keychain molds or anything, they're just the chains. 2 glitters, 2 measuring cups, 2 wooden sticks, 2 droppers, and 10 resin pigment: white, blue, purple, black, green, golden, yellow, red, lemon, yellow, orange, coffee, and 1 instruction manual, which is very suitable for professional artists or beginners. The resin is a self-leveling and a high-gloss resistant formula of resin kit, which is suitable for beginners. It's non-toxic, crystal clear and hard as rock, anti-scratch and anti-yellowing function can better protect your artwork and DIY projects. It's really good resin. I was really impressed with it, Annie. It's definitely worth a try. Now let's see how much it was. It was $17.84 for all of that. So for 500 ml all together with the hardener and the resin, plus how much it was, 10 pigments. 10 pigments. The 2 cups, they're only small little cups though. The gloves, the stick, and the 2 glitters. It was $17.84, and with Prime you had 1 day delivery and free returns. I'm going to order some more. I'm going to buy it now because I really like the resin. I think it's just amazing resin. Here we go. Order placed. Thank you. Confirmation will be sent to our email. But yeah, I was well impressed. It just means I'm going to have loads of, because I've not ordered it separately. I've ordered it with the kit, which means I'm going to have more pigments and more molds. But the pigments are wonderful. I really like the pigments, so I don't mind having more of those. And they only come in, as I say, they only come in small bottles. You only get them in like this little itty bitty bottles, but it goes a long way. And the colours are just lovely. I showed you the purple, didn't I? That's the purple, and it's just so clear. It's just so clear. I'm really impressed with it. Really impressed with it. And that's what did these. Was it? No, it wasn't. It was a Depoxy that did these. I wish I'd waited and done these in the. Oh, tell me about it. I still haven't sent the stuff out to what should I call him? For his daughter. Oh, I can't remember his name. He's on YouTube. You sent a load of stuff out to his daughter who wanted to start resin. He's one of them detectorists. Kev. I keep forgetting to send out some stuff to Kev, and I've got Dee Dee's entry here that I've had for ages. I must send her entry. Can I send it digitally? Oh, I can't remember. What's the word? Digitally. Do I have to send it by post? Take a photo and send it you, so you've got me entry, and then I'll send it you by post. That ended the broadcast. Are you still there, guys? Comments. There we go. That's the one. I thought I'd lost you there for a minute. Cleaning up me. Dean's been in hospital. Right, let's just. Jackie has put up a couple of videos over the last couple of weeks. Let me just go back a bit. I missed some. Funnily, no worries, Lise. The bottle is lovely, Lise. I got two questions right. I think that's fabulous, Dee. What a lovely idea, Lise. She'll love it. I'm just working on Mrs. Claus, Dee. Please, Lise. Mia came on live and this is the first time Jackie has put up a couple of videos over the last couple of weeks. I didn't realise Jackie had a channel. Poor Dean has been in the hospital. Mia seems in good spirits. Are Mia and Dean husband and wife? Are they related in a different way? I can't make my mind up. I don't know for sure. It's just they always seem to be together or seem to be in the same room. So I assumed they were husband and wife, but I don't know whether that's actually true or not. Okay, darling, I will post it. I knew you would post it, really. Annie, you need to take more care of yourself. Dean thinks he may be in his wheelchair for life now unless more has been done to help him. Oh dear. Wrong Jackie. They separate. They're married. Oh, I see. So the married but separated. Right. Oh dear. Oh, that's such a shame. They've been through so much together and then, oh, bless them. They must be suffering though with losing their son. It must be so hard. Bless them. Wrong, Jackie. It's arts you love, Jackie, and I'm not sure. I don't think she has a website. I know Jackie McGuire has one, JMC Crafts, and I watch her quite regularly. But I don't know about arts you love. She was always telling me to go on to she was always telling me to go on to, was it Twitter? Yeah, Twitter, to put my stuff onto Twitter. And I did do, but I didn't get much. I don't think it was that much better than YouTube, to be honest with you. So I never bothered. Well, I stopped putting my stuff on. But I mean, it's a good way to. I did have some, like, I put some stuff on that I bought from Arteza or Teaser, whichever you want to call it. And they responded and they were really good. So I think in some respects it's a good avenue because I mean, if they see you a lot on Twitter and they like your stuff, you could then come up with them and ask them for some kind of sponsorship. But I don't know. I don't know whether I like Twitter or not. I haven't decided yet. I'm too worried about a crab that seems to be falling apart. Oh man, it's falling off there as well. Put some more resin on, see whether we can fix it. Put it on the back. got no sun, so I'll have to use my lamp. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I'm pleased they still get on well. That's a good thing. It's horrible when couples separate and they don't get on. I mean, they spent so much time together and then all of a sudden they're like enemies. It's awful. Awful. But anyway, each to their own. Got to do what you think's right for you. I don't criticize anybody. I mean, I don't necessarily. I wouldn't say I just agree with divorce, but it's not something I would want to look into. I suppose I would want to try and fix things, but then again, sometimes people can't fix things. So it's up to each individual, isn't it, as to what they can and can't do. I mean, as a we'll leave it at that. Open up any animosity or any disagreements. So I made a crab for Nina. I don't. Did I show you? I think I showed you. So what I'm doing is just securing its leg back on with resin. Its leg dropped off. We've had two legs drop off. This one keeps falling off, but we've glued it. We've so that's my crab. Did you see it? That's me crab. Quite pleased with it actually. I mean, it looks quite fierce, doesn't it? Looks quite crab-like. So that's the top there with its pincers, and it's got its six legs and its two back pincers. So that's eight legs altogether plus two pincers. And I checked to make sure I had the right amount online, followed the online picture, and that's what I came up with. And I used a cane that I had that has like a flower on it, but the way I mold it and everything just looks like the top of a crab would do. Oh, somebody's at the door, boom. Somebody's at the door. Bear with me, I'll be back momentarily. Hopefully they'll see the note of the door and push them through. Otherwise I'll be a long time. guys, sorry about that. Does anybody want to join me? You're more than welcome to join me. Annie, would you like to... He looks angry. What looks angry? Oh, the crab looks angry. He's not angry. It's a happy crab. Well, I'm going to put him in. My daughter wants a coaster. A sea life coaster. So I thought I'd put him in there. She's quite pleased with him. She thinks he's quite cute. So I'm going to put the crab inside the coaster with some sand around and then put sea around it. So I intend to do like I think I'll do a largest coaster. Let's see. I think I've got some different ones here. There's the round ones, and I've got... Who's angry? What have I missed? I think the crab looks angry. I've got this size coaster, and then I've got this size. But then I've got square ones. So I don't know whether to use the round one. Put the large round one, put him in there with some sand around him, some seashells, and then the sea around here to make a large one. Because I think if I made a small one, the crab would sort of overtake it a little bit. See? I think it would take over. Actually goes back. Which way was the crab? That's the way the crab goes. That's the bottom of the crab. There's the bottom of the crab. So to get some sea in there and some sand would be difficult. So I think she wants a coaster. So I don't think she'll mind what size it is. Lisa has crabs. Don't say that, Dee. What will my husband think? He'll have me like, whoa, don't put that on live. So I think that's what I'm doing with that. I think I'll use a big coaster, some sand, some seashells, and then some sea with resin. See whether I can do that. We'll give it a try. That's the plan. That is the plan. But, you know, plans don't always turn out. So we'll see what happens. Excuse me. I'm going to add some lemonade to that. It's juice. It's too strong. Add some lemonade. 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 There we go. Be good, Lise. Well, that would look really good. Yeah, I think it would. I'm hoping so anyway. Well, that's what she's after. She's been saying, you still haven't made me my coaster, Mum. I think, coaster? What coaster does it? You know, the sea-themed one. Because all our room is sea-themed. It's got compasses, ships, octopus, all kinds of stuff in our room. It's all sea-themed. So she wants a coaster that's the same. So she's like, Mum, will you make me a coaster? I was like, yeah, no problem. And then, to be honest, I kept forgetting. But don't tell her. But then she said to me the other day, because I'd done some stuff for the other girls, where's my coaster, Mum? You said you'd make me a coaster and you haven't as yet. So I said, yeah, haven't forgotten. I'll do it. Haven't forgotten. So I've started with it and I've ordered some shells because I didn't have any shells. I said to her, I'm wanting some shells to put in it because otherwise it would just look bland. You know, sand and some sea would just look. So I said, I want some shells, some small shells to put in it. So I've ordered some small shells. Hopefully they'll come today or tomorrow. As soon as they come, I'll start doing a coaster. And I'll do some others as well to sell, hopefully. And while I'm doing the resin pour, I'll finish off the chessboards. in the meantime, I'm playing with clay, I'm playing with paper. I've got another coaster to make because the plain coaster is actually sold, and I need another one to go with it because the one I made, this one, was originally plain, but the some of the caps had lifted so that it wasn't level, and it wouldn't take another coating of resin to level it. It needed something else on the top, otherwise it would have just been spoiled. So I put clay on the top of it, and I put this like two-tone clay on, which is why I made the pendants and the other little bits, was because I've made this blend of resins in the blues and the whites. This is actually a white translucent, but because it's so thick, it's not really translucent. But that's what I did with that one. So the other one's clear, but you say you should already they already sold her. She's already received this. I won this size plus 2 small. Sorry guys, everything's falling to bits. Everything's falling down. Falling down. Oh man. Right. Oh my word! My craft room is falling about around me. Still can't pick it up. On that. Oh, that was a bit scary. Right, put that back on. Put them back. No, stay. So I made one of these and 2 coasters like this, and she liked them, took them, wanted 2 more coasters. So that's what I'm doing. But unfortunately, the second one I made didn't turn out right. So I have to make another one, but I've got no bottle caps left. So if anybody is saving bottle caps or wants to do without bottle caps, please send them my way. I will use them to make coasters and chessboards and all kinds of things. They've all turned out really well so far, so I'm quite pleased with them. So as I say, if anybody's got any bottle caps that they would like to get rid of, that they could save for me, I'd really, really appreciate it. Sent my way. If you do, please message me or send me a message in the comments, and I will get back to you with my details so that you can send me them. That would be great. I'm quite willing to pay postage. So please let me know. I can't think of anything else I've been doing. What have you guys been doing? You've had your hair cut. You look normal now. You've always looked normal, Dee. What are you talking about? So have you had it cut short, or you need yours done as well? I need mine re-perming. This here is just straight, and it shouldn't be. It should be curly. So I really need mine re-perming. You've had it cut shoulder length. Wow, Dee. Is that a big change? How long was it? can't remember. You always had it up when I've watched you. It was past your bra. Wow. That's long. And you cut it through shoulder, and that's a big difference. How do you feel? Lighter? I bet you've lost weight. Hair's heavy. Make the most of it. That mushroom makes a few bits of sewing for so much. You've always had short hair until lockdown. Surely you couldn't have grown your hair that much in 2 years, although then again probably you could. Wow, Dee. So what do you think to long hair then? Are you happy to have it shoulder length? What have you got to catch up on, Annie? Do you not fancy coming on? Don't you let you look 10 stone just by cutting your hair off? Wow. It was a pain. Long hair is a pain to cut with. You're not in your craft room. And why not? I've put the link up in case anybody wants to join me. You're not in your craft room. You've just done a video and you're uploading it. What have you done? What have you been up to? Been card making or something else? Annie, follow link, lol. ATC entries. All right, that's what you've done. ATC entries. I must get mine done. When's it? Is it at the end of November, Annie? I mean, Dee. I've got a box here ready for you. There. See? There. But I haven't finished filling it. Oh, there's Annie. Hiya, Annie.
I've been doing these at you. I didn't think you'd seen me.
I turned round and looked away, then I come back and you were there.
I've got my little munchkin here. Look.
Hello, puppy. She's had a haircut.
Oh, she's getting ready for the next one, aren't you?
Hiya, puppy. Hello. Are you all right? Hello, puppy. Hello. I've got my granddoggy with me. Yeah, we've got Buddy staying, my daughter's dog.
Another doggy.
Buddy went out for a walk. My daughter and her boyfriend went out for a walk with my eldest daughter's dog, and he come back with ripped ears and like marks on his head, and he was bleeding profusely.
Oh.
I think we don't know what happened, but we think he's ripped himself on some barbed wire
Oh
because he's
dear.
had like a hole in his head and marks on his head, and then his ear was shredded, and because it was his ear and his head, he was bleeding, like there was blood everywhere.
Well, I hope there's no infection got him.
And every time he shook, there was blood all over. So he's been. My daughter is then my eldest daughter is working full time. Well, this week she couldn't be with him. My youngest daughter came here, so she couldn't stay with him. And the girl who lives with them, she was away as well, so he would be in the house by himself.
Oh,
So Natasha, my youngest daughter, brought him here with her. So so we've got our grand doggy with us to stay, keeping an eye on him. He's a lot better. It's healed up nice. It's not infected. I cleaned it the other day. The second day he was here, which was probably the day after it happened. I cleaned his ear and his head and cleaned all the blood off his neck. And he's been all right. He's had a collar on. But then we took the collar off the other day and he's been fine.
Oh, good.
So
you're in your craft room, dear, and you're on here.
I can come on, but my phone at the moment, yes, and not November, but my end.
And Royal Mail has stopped the, what is it? Because they were supposed to be striking on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. And I got mail yesterday and I got mail today.
I've had mail today.
I asked Harry about it, and I think he must have had a word with postman, and it's done. They're not doing any more strikes. So at the moment, everything's, running normal, apparently.
I must get it sent out today. I've had it here for flipping ages. I might just send out the initial entry and then send some other stuff out to you later.
Is this for you? Have you done it? I've not seen it. Have you done an ATC challenge then?
She's done a birthday ATC challenge. So you need to send a birthday card and an ACT. Well, I don't celebrate birthdays, so I wasn't quite sure what to do. So I'm sending her a card and an ACT just because I want to join like support her. So I'm sending her hope you have a special day card rather than an actual birthday card. I'm trying to get around the birthday situation.
I don't know how I've missed that, Dee. Have I missed one of your lives then, or what? I can't have. I'm sure I've not. I'll go onto your channel and have a look, because I might have.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me in the least. I do try to look and see if anybody's on every day, but I were a bit late for Lisa's today. But I've come in and I've got all my sewing table all set up there and moved this big chair over because I've only got a little uncomfortable chair over there. But then when I saw Lisa were on, I thought, I'll bring my chair over here and sit back at my desk. Because you can't see me when I'm over there. And Poppy likes to sit with Mummy, don't you? Yes, you do.
Yes.
Poppy likes to sit with Mummy. I have to have her on me.
Buddy's laid on my bed. My daughter's dog is laid on my bed. Spoiled.
She is. Now then, we've been talking about cruises.
Oh.
I actually were talking to my sister-in-law rings me every Sunday afternoon, round about 5ish, a bit before. And we were chatting and on about cruises, and I was saying I'd love to go on a cruise up Norway and round, for Wales, going whale watching. And you can get some pretty decent cruises up that way. So then Harry's saying, are we going, after I'd finished talking to her, he says, are we going on a cruise then? And I looked at him, I said, you go on a cruise? Like we're not bloody ferry. He's terrified of water. And I says, you've been no good. And also he's very, very fuddy-duddy eater. He eats a lot, but it's a lot of the same stuff like chips and cheese, and is a diabetic, and he shouldn't, and chocolate and sweets and cake and God knows, and he shouldn't eat any of that stuff. He's got diabetes, but he does. And I said, I can't see you somehow on a cruise. He says, why not? And I said, because you have to get dressed up for dinner. You're going into the main dining room where Captain and everybody else eats. You have to dress up. And sometimes the food is not what you would want. he's a bit of a fuddy-duddy eater. So, and then he says, what would you do with her then? Get your Claire to have her for a week or a fortnight. And I said, I'm not leaving her anywhere. I'm not going on a cruise and leaving her out. I'm stopping at home with her. If he was stopping at home with her, I'd go on a cruise. But like our Claire or somebody, and he can look after her. But well, it's not that I won't go with Harry. I don't want to leave Poppy with anybody else other than Harry or me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't want. I mean, when anything happens to us, if she's still around, which she may probably well be, then she'll go to Claire's then and not before. I mean, she goes to Claire. She loves to go to Claire's and play with Charlie. She's got a big German Shepherd.
Yeah.
And one time I went, which was only they've been on holiday for a fortnight, and I'm not seeing her this week. They've been back since Tuesday. So it's about 3 weeks since, or just over, since I were at theirs. And looking at Charlie, he's huge. And he's got his winter coat, and he's massive. He looks massive. Massive winter coat. And she said, yeah, and I've just brushed him and all got all his loose stuff out. So I says, good God, he must be a really thick coat then. But he's not very well anyway, bless him. He's been having a few ailments this way and that way. And I said, oh, I hope you're not having any more bad luck, because they've already lost 2 German Shepherds.
We've got problems with our cat.
Oh, it worries me
Smudge,
today.
she lost weight. But she also keeps weeing. In the house every now and then. She'll go through periods where she's like, she wees in my shoes or in the house or somewhere else. And then she'll go back to her litter tray and mess in her litter tray. And she's fussy about it. She lost 0.5 kilo. And she's gone back to eating. She's eating her food again. I don't know. I think Dee might be right in the fact that Dee thought she might be having cat dementia. And I'm not quite sure whether that's the case.
How old is Tilly?
She's 14.
Well, it's a good age, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But
yeah, she's a good age. But we've had blood tests, and her blood tests don't necessarily match her symptoms, but they show some abnormality. But she's happy, she's content,
that's it then.
She's not an unhappy cat.
This is it. If she's happy in
that, and we thought, well, if she's happy, we'll leave it at the minute. But if she then starts to go downhill and starts to become unhappy and unwell and meowing all the time and in pain, then we'll see about doing something about it. Or unless she starts weeing everywhere in the house.
Yeah.
If she starts where she's completely incontinent, then that's...
This is one of the problems we had with my mum's little dog, She got a little border terrier, Sally, and she was a lovely little dog. She was really timid. All her life she was timid, and I don't know why, because nobody were ever cruel with her. We had her from my mother had her from a very, what would she be, about 7 weeks old. And if anybody made a bang or a noise, she'd sit and cower and shake. And she started weeing in house, but not while she was at my mother's. Before my mum moved in with us, my mother didn't notice it. In fact, she had my dog for a while, Rosie. Not Rosie, Phoebe, my first Westie. And she also found a couple of times where there were poo in Sally's bed.
Right.
And she blamed Phoebe, my mum. And I said, Phoebe didn't do anything in house, mum. She says, well, she has done. So, well, when we went up to live in Orkney, we took Phoebe with us, just left my mum with her own dog. And my mum, talking to my mum one day, and she says, oh, and I owe you an apology. And I said, you mean what for? You know, I mean, this is like months after. And she says, it was Sally that was messing in her bed. And she started, and I said, and I buried so weird at kitchen door, mum, because she got like, what do they call it? You know, them really thin laminated strips of wood that makes it look like a flooring.
Right.
I put all them in for her. I mean, I did all right with it, but because it wasn't glued down, she was weird and it was going underneath. Now, I noticed when a couple of times when we'd been down visiting her, I said, it smells a bit tiddlyfied in here, mum. I mean, I did tell your mother how it smelled like pee, but you know what I mean. And she says, well, I don't know why. And then I said, well, your things are coming up at side. So I lifted it up at corner and I said, oh, God, it's absolutely running under here, mum. I said, so Sally must not be going in garden. Now, my mother used to leave a door open because she could get into the garden. There were a fence that she couldn't get out, but she was getting lazy. And when she came to live here, Sally was doing it upstairs on landing carpet. I used to put puppy, you know, them puppy pads that you can put. I put them down. I put one inside the door, my mother's room door, because my mother lived upstairs.
Yeah.
You know, we gave her the biggest room and we got her a bed in. She got a television, set of drawers, wardrobe, nice sofa, everything up there. And there's also a toilet upstairs, so she weren't having to come downstairs for loo because our bathroom. Yeah. Anyway, so Sally were going out and doing it on landing, and twice we changed that strip of carpet. We had to cut it because we can't get my stair carpet up now because it's got a chairlift for me. It's got chairlift.
All right, yeah.
You can't get your stair carpet up because it's like they screwed it all the way downstairs. Yeah. So we just had to have an odd piece of carpet at top of stairs. And I says to Harry, I says, well, really, in a way, it's a good job we didn't put a new carpet down all the way down because we'd have been changing it again.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, we ended up, Harry was getting a bit annoyed about it. And I said, well, I'm not awfully happy about it. But, you know, she's mum's dog. It's all she's got, you know. But we took it to vets to see if vets could get anything, you know, give us any idea what might be the problem. And she says she's got Cushing's disease.
Right.
Well, Cushing's disease is where they've no control over the bladder.
Right.
She says it's treatable, but it's very expensive to treat and it's not always successful. So I said, well, she's my mum's dog. What would she be, Sally? I think she'd be about 14, 15. And
that's a good age.
It is a good age, yeah. And the thing, well, we knew she was getting on anyway, but because at first I thought it was because she was getting old. You know, it happens, doesn't it?
Which is probably what it was, yeah.
No, it weren't. It was Cushing's disease. And I got a urine specimen.
But is that not something that happens when they get old?
Well, no, they can get Cushing's disease at any age, you know.
All right.
But vet says to me, she says, well, it's very expensive. It is treatable, but it's very expensive. And it's not always 100% successful. And I said, well, she's not my dog. She's my mum's dog. She lives with us. But I said, she's my mum's dog. But my mother's not got a bottomless pit of money, although she would have anybody believe she had. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll just treat her for it.
Yeah.
So I said to there, I said, and if my mother knew that it was treatable, whether it's successful or not, she'd want to spend money on it. And I said, and to be honest, she wouldn't be able to afford it, and I certainly can't afford it. Because at that particular time we were on I were on DLA, that's all I got. My DLA before it turned to PIP.
Mm.
So she says, well, to be fair, in actual fairness, I don't think you'd be able to stop her now at this age. You know, best thing to do is to put her to sleep, you know. And she was a really nervous little dog anyway, so that's what we ended up doing. And I was in the room with her to start with, and they put so much stuff in first just to calm them. And Harry were with me, and I said, I can't do it. I can't watch. I've got to go out. And I was sobbing my heart out. It broke my heart to do that, but I felt
horrible thing to watch.
Well, I stayed with Phoebe when I had her put to sleep because she was really, really poorly, and I knew she was dying anyway, you know. And she was poorly, my little Phoebe. And she died while we were in Spain. And we bought Rosie while we were in Spain. Rosie was born on the day that Phoebe was put to sleep.
Right.
We didn't know that until later.
Yeah.
But we had Phoebe put to sleep on day before Christmas Eve. 2009 or 2011, I think it was. Yeah, we had her put to sleep then, and then we went and lost Phoebe early. Rosie, we lost her at a youngish age, really, but I think she was about 8, Rosie. Oh, I felt like I'd lost I lost my heart when I lost her. I mean, I've been close, I loved all my dogs, all of them with a passion. But there was just something about Rosie.
And whether Smudge, I mean, I'm more of a dog person than a cat person, but I've got really attached to Smudge because she's my only company.
Yeah.
And she sits on my knee. She wants my attention. If anything happens, it's me she comes to.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, just my husband's got no patience for her at times.
I can't stand cats. He hates cats, and I love cats, and I would love a cat.
But I want another one. I would love a kitten in case anything happens to Smudge, so that there's a progressive. Do you know what I mean?
I would be inclined if you've got an older cat that's not really well. I would be inclined not to have a kitten,
right?
Because it would be too much for the older cat if it's not well.
Yeah, well,
you might be better off rescuing perhaps a youngish cat, but not a kitten.
Yeah.
As much as they are lovely, and I mean, you know, but I'd feel the same way now. I wouldn't want a kitten. I'd like a young cat, but he would never let me have a cat.
No. My husband's not keen on letting me have any other pets, to be honest. It's like, no, we've got a dog, we've got a cat, we'll see. And like when the cat goes, he doesn't want another cat, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, we both of us said that when we got Rosie that we'd never have another one after.
Yeah.
But we lost Rosie at a fairly young age for a you know, a little Westie. I don't know whether she were 8 or she were 9, but it's young for a Westie.
Yeah.
Westies usually live between 14 to 16 years.
Yeah.
Or if you're very lucky, and you know, less if you're not so lucky.
Yeah.
And because we lost Rosie very unexpected. I mean, we'd had it at vets that day.
Yeah.
And the night before, the day before, and I was.
Were you back here by then? Were you in England by then?
Oh yeah. We're back in England. I tell you what, though, vets in Spain are much better than vets here, and a lot cheaper. Rosie, Phoebe had to have insulin injections every day, and she had to go on to a drip every day And we took her down to vets and had all this done, and we could stay with her, sit with her, put her in an open cage. She didn't have
Yeah.
to be fastened in for drip and everything, and it cost us €6 a day
Wow.
for insulin and a drip. €6 a day. You
That's
can't get that
amazing.
done in this country anywhere.
Oh no, no way. We had Smudge seen to with medication. We bought, I don't know whether Nibs had medication at the time, but it cost £100, 100 and something pound just for Smudge to get a general check and to have some medication.
Yeah. We found a really good vet since when we got Rosie. We were taking her to Wild Boars, which for one I'd always been with for years, donkey's years over Wild Boars, and but they just had a fancy new hospital bill, and I said, no bloody wonder it's always been expensive coming here. But the treatment we were getting was ridiculous. They were doing nothing, and we were going every month with Rosie, and
Right.
nothing seemed to work. Got me this medication. It was a tiny little bottle, something that sort of size.
Yeah.
£100 for
Yeah.
that, and that would only last her a week.
Yeah.
And I says, and this were an ongoing, and I says, this is crazy. And then we got a letter to say that she was due for vaccines. And if you took the letter with you to vets, you didn't have to pay the standing charge, the consultation fee, because
Yeah.
you brought her in on their letter.
Yeah.
We took her in for her jabs, and vet examined her and what have you. Now, she'd not been having any jabs because of this here ongoing illness.
Yeah.
Because they'd sent us the letter, we took her in, and I said, well, we just assumed that she must be all right to have jabs now. You sent for her. So when he had a look at her, he listened to her chest and what have you, what they do anyway when they give them a jab first. And he said, no, I'd rather not give it this time again. So when we went out, I said, we've nothing to pay, have we? Because we brought letter in with us. And she says, oh, yes, it's £49 it were. And I said, whoa, what? I said, I've only brought her in for her jabs. It's not my fault she's not doing jab. And it's free with, other than price of actual vaccine. Yeah. Consultation fee, £49 for a consultation fee. And I said, let me tell you this, lady, this is the last penny you'll ever get out of me. I've been with this company, these vets, for the last 30 or 40 years. You'll never see us again. And they never did. We found another vet. It's a bit further to go, but by God, he was so different. And they've been treating Rosie with wrong thing all this time. Charging us £100 for a week's worth of stuff. And it weren't even right thing. They weren't treating her for the right thing. He starts treating her and she got better. A lot better.
Wow.
I know. I said we've been going to them for about, she were only a pup when we could come home because she had been quarantined for 5 months, Rosie.
Right, yeah, because she came from abroad.
So, well, we were talking to this woman in Spain. They were English and they lived in England, but they've also got a holiday home in Spain. And they got their dog, and she says, oh, no, she says, we don't put them in quarantine. She says, just took it straight home, no messing about. And I said, well, we've been told she's got to go into quarantine. She'd had a rabies jab and everything done before we could leave.
Did she have a passport?
Not until they've done the actual 6-week test.
Right.
There's a test that they do after 6 weeks. They have rabies put into the system, and then 6 weeks after they've had that jab, they have to go back and have a blood test done, which can take 3 or 4 weeks and more to get your results, depending on where you live. We lived in Sydney at the time. This was for Phoebe. Well, Phoebe got her passport, so we could take her to Spain on a passport. But with Rosie, we got Rosie in February, March. She was born Christmas week. She was born Christmas Eve, day before Christmas Eve. We fetched her in February from Breeders. Oh, they were a lovely place. That was a lovely place. And we came home in May. So she was only 5 months old. And she'd only just had all her jabs that she could have.
Yeah.
Only jab that she'd got to have when we got into England. And same with my mum's little dog, Sally. They'd got to have worms and normal vaccines.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. But Rosie, they kept, I mean, when we went on a ferry, they take them straight to kennel. You don't see them again.
Yeah.
Take them straight to kennel when you get on ship. And then then you just drive away, and they pass them on to people that you've arranged to pick them up.
Wow.
You've got to arrange your quarantine before you actually set off.
Yeah.
We sent them to a place near York, and it was a lovely place. And we went every week, to visit her, and they were lovely. You could go as often as you like. And because we got big RV, and they were a place where, like a bit of a caravan place with a lake and that, we used to take RV and go up and have a week's holiday, and then go and visit her a few times. And we didn't mind. They were lovely. Kennel maids were lovely. They were right upset when we had to take her home. But it would cost us over $2,000 to have her in quarantine for 5 months.
I bet.
It's a lot of money.
I remember it
It's
was
a lot of money.
feeling too grand either.
He weren't feeling $2,000 either, he says. But they were right upset when we were coming away with her, when we were taking her. Oh, we're going to miss her. She's such a good little dog. And
we put our first dog into kennels once when we went on holiday. Can't remember where we went, but anyway, we had to put him in kennels. And when we came back, they were like so disappointed he was coming home. They were like, "Oh, could he not stay a bit longer? He's so much fun. He's such a loving dog."
Oh, bless.
They were like, "No, sorry, he's coming home."
I've never actually put any of my dogs into kennels for a
It's the
holiday.
first and last time we ever did it.
Well, my dad, well, when I was a tot, and there were a day once upon a time when I was a tot, my dad put Rover, our lovely Rover, they put him into kennels so we could go on holiday. We were going to Cornwall for a fortnight. They put him in kennels, and I can't remember where it were, but it was Sheffield area. And when we come back from holiday, my dad went to fetch him out at kennels. Oh my God, he'd lost so much weight. He was just skin and bone when we got him back. He'd not been eating.
Right.
And they'd not done anything to encourage him to eat. He were absolutely just like a skeleton.
Right.
We had a cat with dementia. She got to 19, and now we've got another 15-year-old law. I think we attract dementia. I think it's one of them things, if you've got a dog or a cat that's got a long life. I mean, I had one of my first Springer, Candy. I had 3 Springers who were all 3 generations, because they were Candy with mother. Lucy was one of Candy's babies that we kept, and then Lottie were one of Lucy's babies that we kept. But we had Lottie, all 3 of them stayed at the same time. There were 3 Springers on the sofa, all with bucket lampshade things on their head at the same time. I'm not kidding. But yeah, my oldest one, Candy, she was getting a lot of tumours in her mammary glands, and she'd had an operation to see if they could get rid of this original lump that she got, but she was riddled, absolutely riddled. And they took her in, and he says, "I need to x-ray her to see just how far it's gone, And he phoned me while she was still under anaesthetic, and he said, she's not going to survive all this.
Oh,
And I says to him, is she still asleep? He says, yeah. I says, well, what would you do? He says, well, I can't advise you. It's got to be your decision. I said, I'm not asking you to make me a decision. If she was your dog, what would you do? And he says, well, I'd save her the discomfort and I would put her to sleep. And I says, well, that's what I want you to do. I mean, I was crying, sobbing buckets.
Yeah.
You know, I said, what is the point? What kind of a life is she going to have?
yeah. Well, that's it. You got to think of their life, haven't you? I mean,
Well, she was already going through it and she got drained because she'd already had surgery. And
Yeah.
she got all these drain pipe things coming out of her underneath, you know, because she'd already had one lot of surgery and she was just getting worse and worse. So, you know, we said, well, do what you've got to do. And I felt so guilty because the last words I said when I took her in for anaesthetic, she turned round and looked at me, Lise, and her face, and I says, go on, you'll be fine, I'll see you later.
Oh.
I
And you never did.
Never forgot that. That is all I can remember of my lovely Candy.
Oh.
I felt
You've got to think of the good times, though. I mean, you did the best thing for her, didn't you?
She was lovely, Candy. She was a bugger. She wouldn't
Oh,
let me going out at door. She'd get hold of my nose. I'd sit on the sofa and she'd get up here and she'd hold my nose with her teeth. Didn't bite me, just held my nose. You know, or she'd get my hand and pull me back. She wouldn't let me go outside. She was funny.
Get your nose.
Yeah, bless her. She was so funny. But she was lovely. Candy was another one that was just really special.
Yeah.
Well, they're
got all these dogs.
special, but you know, there are some that have just got that little bit more character than
That's just what I was going to say. They're all special in their own way, but there's some dogs that just stand out here, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, as much as I love Poppy, she's not Rosie.
No.
And
I've heard you say that before.
She'll never be Rosie. But Rosie was my baby. I had hoped that Poppy would become my baby, but she's really mostly Harry's.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't begrudge him that at all.
No.
But that's, you know, she is more his than mine.
Yeah.
But if she knows I'm not feeling very well, you know, she'll sit on me and not move.
Right.
Only time she sits on me when he's here is if, you know, if he goes to shops. She'll put her on me then. But like, he's just come back from shopping. He's gone out in the garden. She's gone off with him.
Yeah.
Gone with Dad.
Our dog's the same. He's Jeremy's. He's my husband's dog. If he's not my husband's dog, then he's my youngest daughter's dog.
Mm. Yeah.
She has, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's not. He doesn't have much to do. He'll play with me when he's got nobody else to play with.
Yeah. Well, I've got Rosie up here on a picture, and I talk to her all the time. I talk to Rosie up here in photograph. I've got Danielle up here in a photograph and talking to her all the time. In fact, her desk is at the side of mine in here, and she's got her name across it, and it's fell down. I've noticed it's fell down her name. I said, "Oh, sorry, Danielle, I'll put it back." Because I said it'll stay there. That'll be it. It's not going anywhere just because, you know, just because she's passed away.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry, Annie, but I have to go.
Funnily enough, I'm just going to say I better get on because I'm not getting much done here.
Neither am I. I've got things to do. My husband they'll all be coming home for the tea and all the rest of it.
That's
so
right.
I'll leave you to it. Thank you for joining me, Annie. Thank you so much. Thanks, Dee, for joining me.
Yeah.
Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, guys.
Oh, it's done. Done.
It's done, is it? Oh, thanks, Annie.
Oh,
you're a star. Dee Dee, I'll try and get your stuff sent out to you by next week, hopefully. Definitely by the end of November. He is
Right.
hoping. All right.
Okay, then. See you both. Take
See you
care.
both later. Thanks very much, guys.
Bye.
As I say, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that button to be notified whenever you get to be notified whenever I do a video, which hopefully will be a bit more often now that I'm back up and running. If you like anything, please comment. If you've got any suggestions or constructive criticism, as I say, it's always welcome on this channel. Please let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to love you and leave you. Please remember to pass on a smile if you get the opportunity to. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.